What's up, everyone? Don Nelly here once again. Thank you for checking me out on my channel again. So, for the past couple of months, I've been doing a monthly roundup, I should say, of films I get from WellGo USA as screener releases. So, for the month of July, I figured that, it's the end of the month. Let's take a look at the couple of films that we got for review this month. First up is this Malaysian martial arts film known as Silat Warriors, Deed of Death. So this is a first-time filmmaker, Ariel Abu Bakar. Concerns a family living in the small slums who are growing tired of the fact that their youngest brother is dealing with this local crime lord. Not only that, but he's also just doing, like all kinds of just like shady, scummy stuff, betting and booking and, hustling, car racing, all that kind of stuff. And by the time he finally manages to rack up such a debt that he's forced to retreat to the family and, ask for forgiveness, the crime lord sends his goons after him, and it just becomes this big, brawling series of affairs. And it finally leads, into a showdown between, the oldest brother, who's this martial arts master, and the crime lord's main henchman, who's, equally skilled and all that. It's a fun ride. I'm not gonna lie. It's got its moments. There's definitely a lot of hard hitting action in there. It's kept to a more realistic thing. So, it's one of those grounded kind of affairs. People are mixing in a lot of MMA-style combat along with their traditional martial arts styles. It's kind of kept a really kind of to the final half of the film. The first two-thirds are more build-up. A few confrontations here and there, but not a whole lot. Everything is really just like kept to the end. Which is to the film's betterment, because the final fight is actually a lot of fun and it's really good, and it's definitely the highlight of the film. An earlier battle between the various family members who are attacked simultaneously they're across the village, but they're attacked at various points throughout the village. That's another really fun highlight, where you get to see that, they're just as capable, but it's, the big brother that knows the most, and he's going to be the one that kicks the most ass, so to speak. Other than that, it's kind of paint by numbers. It's really kind of just, like I said, the first two-thirds of the film are just build up into what the guy, the younger brother is going to, is doing that, enables him to fall on the wrong side of this crime lord. He's basically doing all sorts of betting and hustling and, illegal street racing, drag racing, betting on the cars, just, stuff like that. It's kind of been there, done that. Nothing really new is done with it, but it's not necessarily anything that's really, detrimental or distracting. It's stuff that we've seen before. And none of it is really given any kind of there's no real creative bent to it. There's no real changes being made that'll enable it to stand out. But it works for a reason, and that's because, it's a serviceable storyline, and it gives you enough of a clue as to how the family interacts with each other, how each of them are. Well, because there's there's three families. There's the older brother, there's the sister, and then there's the youngest brother. And the way that everybody kind of interacts together, and everybody sends to handle their own affairs, it gives you a real bonding with the family. It gives you a real strong sense of their placement, their values, their beliefs. But, like I said, it's something that's been done before, and it's been, repeated often enough that you don't get any kind of real creative or originality based off of that. But so Bakar is a first-time filmmaker. It's not necessarily something that it's all his fault. He's it looks good. Everything is net. There's no real obvious sequences in here that'll give away the fact that it is a first-time film, but yeah, you still have to keep that factor in mind. So, other than that, I don't have much else to say. It's a worthwhile watch, especially for fans of modern martial arts and kung fu films. Don't expect wire fu. Don't expect anything that'll really be all that impressive. The final fight is the best part of the film, but it's like the final 10 minutes. So, do expect a slog to get there if all you want is just hard-hitting, fist-to-face kind of contact. But like I said, you can do a lot worse than this, and it's definitely something that, it's a director to keep an eye on, basically, if you want to look at it that way. The second film, even though there were other films that were released this month, the other one that they were able to send us is Hydra, a Japanese film from Kensuke Sonomura, who, if you'll know a lot of recent Japanese martial arts movies, he's a stunt coordinator. I believe he did Crazy Samurai Musashi, or what was that other movie? He did. He's done a lot of martial arts coordinations and stunt work and stuff like that. So he's again another director stepping behind the camera for the first time. Again, this is not necessarily anything new that we've seen before. The film concerns a hitman who's retired from his past career. He's decided to live a normal, quiet life. He's the chef of a small cuisine cookhouse restaurant. He's sort of just like the quiet, shy guy. Nobody really knows or says much. He doesn't really do much, but he's always the respectful, quiet kind that everybody just sort of goes to when they have issues or problems or something like that. And basically, his past life starts to catch up with him. He has to rescue an old flame that he's sort of become attached to, blah, 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 blah. You've seen it before. I've seen it before. It's nothing original, nothing new. But the main thing with this one is, again, because this is from a stunt coordinator, the action in this is really good. A lot of this one is based on hand-to-hand combat, and there's knife fights, there's fist fights, there's brawls. But the odd thing about these is that they're entirely dialogueless, and everything in the sequences relies on the speed, the accuracy, the ferocity of the performers coming into contact with each other. And it's really cool, and it's really unique, and it adds kind of like a very odd bent to it that it's like the only original part of the film. And it's a really fast-paced. They're not necessarily fast-paced in the sense of rapid cutting, but fast-paced in just energetic performances of the characters, just intent on hitting each other as often as they can, blocked, and then counterattacks and so forth like that. So it's kind of a really unique entry in the genre. It's not necessarily something that a lot of other films I've seen have done. But it's really fun, and it adds this energy and its kinetic momentum to the film. And it kind of just builds over time because, you're just waiting for him to come to blows and just start annihilating people. Basically, the main storyline in the film is that he actually was a hitman for the right reasons. He's part of a criminal syndicate that deals with eliminating corruption in the police force. So he was one that was going out and eliminating police officers, stealing drugs, taking bribes. What was that other one they did? One officer that they did was involved in an illicit prostitution ring. Taking money from the pimps and taking the women call girls for himself when he wanted to. So he was somebody that the guy took out, and stuff like that. So he was there for the right reasons. A friend of his got too close, and he ended up dying, and so he's now sort of protecting his daughter, who is the head of the owner of the restaurant, and so he becomes the head chef there to keep an eye on her. And then she gets involved in this police corruption ring, and he is forced to go back to his old ways. So again, like I said, the storyline is not entirely new. We've seen it dozens and dozens of times, but it's all about the ferocity, the intensity of the action, how much fun, these scenes are a lot of fun, and they're definitely the main selling point here. So I'm definitely involved in Sonamura. I want him to do more films because I want him to step away from what the storyline was involved in here, because I don't see anything original there, but I see a lot of originality in his direction and his action. So I would probably recommend that one first over Silat, but they're both really fun. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Both of them are definitely worth keeping an eye on. So, other than that, I don't really want to give too much away from these. I just wanted to give my thoughts on them. So, want to say thank you to WellGo for the films. Even though there was a couple of other films that were released this month, they said that there was supposed to have been some kind of teen angst drama. I don't remember. I think it was called All the Young Boys or All the Young Horses or something like that, but they never sent it to us, so I can't review it. So, but thanks again for the films that they did send. If you want to check them out, I'll provide links for you to buy them in the description below. And if you want more in-depth reviews of these, I can give you a link to the site where I write movie reviews, articles, interviews, all sorts of stuff down below. That is donshorrorworld.blogspot.com. But other than that, thank you for watching, and talk to you guys next time.